Hi everybody, back here cooking up some iron, reducing down some magnetite here. For some reason I'm still using this ceramic crucible instead of my new vanadium over there. I'm working on getting this cut out, make a little bit more room in here. Been doing a lot of work outside. I got rid of this water area we had here and put me in some proper farmland. So I'd like to, in a few episodes, start working on showing you guys what I have learned from IC2 crops. Gregtech actually adds a little bit to the IC2 crop system. There's actually quite a few additions that he adds to it, and so I think I'll show you guys that. I'm making up this iron because I really want to get to an electrical type age so I can bring some of my stuff over from spawn, and to do that I need to get some iron plates. But one of the first things we need to do is we need to get our, where did I put all my copper? We need to get a thermostat made, which is what we were working on last time. I know I had copper left. It's probably right here and I'm just overlooking it. Or I am completely blind. Or I'm completely out. Okay, that dropped down. Throw some more in there. Two, three. There we go. I'm using lignite. It gives a tiny pile of dark ash instead of the small. There we go. Tiny pile of dark ash. And just like the smalls, you can turn it into a regular pile just by doing that. The small is 1/4, the tiny is 1/9. For anybody that doesn't know. Trying to figure out what I did with my copper. I've been trying to reorganize this stuff a little bit better. Got basically just my iron stuff there and everything else up here, and been washing everything down and got all kinds of tiny piles and nuggets of just about everything. I didn't happen to stick it in here, did I? No, I didn't think so. Well, it looks like we're going to have to go find some copper. I need 2 pieces. I cannot believe I ain't got any left. Oh, I've been working on digging up magnetite, but because it's so high of a level, most of it is sand. I got a little bit here, but once we get our macerator made, we can get 2 dusts out of each one and not have to break so many hammers. Going through hammers like crazy. Trying to do this. When we first started this server, we didn't have macerators open. We didn't have any of the IC2 machines, and we ended up enabling them because we were sitting here going through hammer after hammer after hammer. And so finally we decided to enable them for right now, and then when Gregtech puts out their machines, Greg puts his in, we will. My steel I still gotta finish. I think there's 2 ingots worth I moved over there. Once he implements them, we're probably going to be going over to a beta instead of alpha, and we will restart the world. So everything we're doing here is just kind of testing around, messing around. Not what we're used to, so it's not as big a deal. Like I got a rock crusher back at the main spawn base I was using, and I've never made a rock crusher before. I've always used just Gregtech or IC2 macerators. Back in 147 I actually used to use thermal expansion pulverizers, and I figured what the heck, I'd try it out this time, mainly because Greg added engines, which I'll show you guys in a little while. Let's see if we can get an iron plate out of here. And you'll notice I can pop these out pretty quick. It's because I made my just down here, 2, 3. I made my hazmat suit. Really got tired of burning myself up all the time, so I decided I'd go ahead and do that. Now I need one of these for a generator. I need one for the macerator, and then I'm going to need a circuit, so I'll need one for that. So I'm going to need at least one more iron plate before we get this all done. I guess this is basically your iron smelting video. I'm still going to make a regular one to kind of show how it's done with a thermometer and all that good stuff probably. But for anybody that's doing it survival like this, this is basically all you do is just keep it heated, watch it drop, knock out your ingot or plate, whichever it is you're needing, and whenever it drops, that's when it hits the 1811 Kelvin, so it's ready to go. And putting out a video tonight when I get done on the server here, which is a redo of the server world tour. This time we actually have Axel Gear, the host of the server, on with us, walking around with us, talking with us. He's on Skype with me during the world tour, so you guys will get to hear and see him. We've had a few new people join us. We got Grendelbite and a friend of his from Germany. I keep calling him Kaz. I'm trying to remember his name. He's probably going to watch this and give me crap for not remembering his name. And I'm old and forgetful. We had RKO come on for a little while this morning. He was actually with us for the server tour, but he's from Russia. Doesn't speak too great of English, so he didn't want to join the conversation with us. And I don't speak any Russian. I barely speak English. So Axel was actually doing a little bit of translating. He was using Google Translate, I think, and changing what I would say over to English and let R know what I was saying before we got started. Alright, got it dropped back down there. Go ahead and drop this one iron I got in there. Should have enough heat here in a second. Should pop back. Two, there we go. That'll give us 2. And go ahead and throw a little bit of this in because I'll probably work on that after I get the thermostat done. So if you don't know anything about Gregtech and machines, you always have to have a wrench to make the casings. You make them like you typically would, but you put a wrench in the middle, and that gives you your basic machine casing. Now I'm going to have to go get some copper because I'm definitely going to need some. So I'm going to let that heat go. Go outside and see what I can find real quick. I do believe I've seen some not too far away over here when I was out walking around, and thought I had plenty, so I wasn't real worried about grabbing it. It's one thing about starting your world or deciding to bunker down in a or beside a desert or a hills area. They're good for it too. You can just kind of walk around where there's no grass, either sand or gravel or stone, and just find things like that. You don't have to go digging to find it if you need 1 or 2 here or there. Thing is, you don't always know what you're going to find and if it's going to be what you need. There's a copper right there. So there's 1. I'm going to need a couple. We're going to have to make a new tool too. We're going to have to make a wire cutter. But we'll use a different material for that. There is a regular IC2 wire cutter, but then there's also Gregtech wire cutters, and the Gregtech wire cutters you can make out of something other than iron, where with the Gregtech ones it's got to be, or with the IC2 it's got to be 5 pieces of iron. So we'll probably make ours out of bronze or something like that. Wow, look at this. We got magnetite and iron and oil right in the same spot. We're going to have to get us a pump out here and pump that oil up and get it out of the way. And we need to do this. Around, see if I see any more copper. I got some, I found a iron and pyrite down in the cave system. I was looking around, and usually when you find those two at the bottom of a vein, it's almost always, I don't think there is another. I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. Usually that is a chalcopyrite, as Axel told me earlier, the proper way of calling that. Vein, which will have chalcopyrite, which can be melted down for copper, and regular copper ore, iron ore, and pyrite. Now, one thing I had said in I think the last video was that I thought that Greg had left out the oh crap. Now see, I always forget to change my outfits, and that's one exact reason right there where you always want to change your armor when you get done smelting. Because see, I have, wow, it actually did not damage it. That is unusual. I expected it to have taken damage there. Usually it will damage your scuba suit, your hazmat suit, and it doesn't add a whole lot of resistance for you. And especially when you come back and do it the other way, you definitely want to put it back on, because go and mess up and forget to put your hazmat suit on when you're used to using it all the time, and then you make a stupid mistake like I do a lot, burn yourself up, and then you really feel like an idiot when you got a nice suit to protect yourself with and you ain't using it. These washed up here. Get them put. Daggone it. Anyways, like I was trying to say, I thought it was because of the use for a centrifuge and electrolyzer that Greg had implemented the not getting iron and vanadium out of vanadium magnetite. And I thought the same thing for the chalcopyrite, because chalcopyrite is actually copper and iron, and there's a lot of other things like that that you can get. I think the titanium ore that's over there with the aluminum and bauxite, I do believe it has iron in it, but Axel was saying he thinks it is a coding error that Greg is still trying to work out, and that it's not taking the second variable. Now, I know nothing about coding. I will not try to get anybody to believe that I know exactly what they're trying to do or exactly how it should work or any of that stuff. I have never looked into coding. It's probably something I would have enjoying doing math as much as I do when I was younger, or did when I was younger, but I've kind of gotten to the age where if I don't really need to do it, I ain't gonna get into it. There's enough people out there coding that I really don't need to try to throw my hat in the ring and catch up. I enjoy playing the game, so I think I'll just stick with doing that and let the coders do the coding. And I think we're going to go ahead and melt this down, get our red alloy plates. Now, the way I'm doing this, I'm standing on here. I probably shouldn't do that. I do have my suit on, so it's not terrible to do it, but it's not really good form to do it, because if you do it without a hazmat suit on and you pour something hot into the mold, it will burn your butt and you will get the dreaded Bear 989 Senior was boiled alive, which I have seen many times, which actually for you it'll say whatever your screen name is. That should be about 500 degrees right there. I do believe that's what redstone melts down at. Here in a couple, you'll see it drop down because the red stone will envelop the copper that's in there when the copper melts, and that'll give us our 2 redstone plates, which will then have to bend and cut. After this gets done, look up the cutters, show you guys a recipe. I do believe I got enough bronze there mixed up that I can make that, but I want to watch this and make sure it don't. I guess I can just turn it this way, and we can go ahead and look her up here. Cutter. There we go. Wire cutters. So we're going to need a screw, 2 rods, and 3 plates. And it can be just about any material. Like I said, we're probably going to use bronze. We have a rod mold right there. We can make a bolt one. The only real reason for making the bolt rather than using the rod one and cutting it in half, I do believe, is saving durability on your saw. I don't believe it is a loss. Let's see. See, now I know that making the screw this way is a loss. But see, cut a rod into bolts, you get 2. And I think you get the same amount. I think it's 1/4 of an ingot. Because it's 2 of those little notches out of there. So I think we'll just go ahead this time and just make us 3 bronze rods and cut it in half. And luckily I've broken enough tools that I won't have to smelt down a piece of bronze or bronze plate. Well, yeah, I will, because I got to make the rod. So we're going to need 1 for the 2 rods. Well, we need 1.5. So that's going to be, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough, because that's going to be 0.444. We need like 0.5. So I'm probably going to have to melt down 1 just to make our screw. So we'll go ahead and put these over here and get them ready as soon as this drops down here. Big difference between getting from 500 up to 1500 than 200 up to 500. Taking a lot more time. Pop our rod out here. I keep doing that. I gotta knock that block out of there. Bring this back here. I guess I could just pop her right there. Get this to pop out of there. Guess I could throw some of this excess junk away. I'm always carrying around way too much crap I don't need. I got cobblestone, wood, and a bunch of mining tools. Just getting ready to go do a little bit of mining. Sounds like the storm is finally getting ready to come in. We were supposed to have a big thunderstorm tonight. Really sounds like it's trying to start out there. So we might have a little thunder in the background here. Probably going to do a bit of a caving video when I was out looking around yesterday and getting ready to fill this all in. I found this neat little hole right here that goes down to some sort of cave. I figure that looks like something fun we could go explore and have one of my redneck rambling videos. Try to keep it a little bit lighter maybe this time. Marin mentioned the fact that I got a little grim in the last one, which, you know, that's just kind of the way I am. I talk about whatever pops in my head at the time, and whatever the subject I'm on leads to. That's kind of why it's called rambling, you know. Probably get Junior in here and have him come wander around in the caves with us, see if we can get him killed. Alright, it popped down, so it shouldn't be. Oh, wait a minute, we never. Ah, you dummy. We never turned this into an actual plate mold. I forgot all about that. Oh crap. Oh, yeah, melt that back down now. I guess that's one way of showing you what I was telling you about the other day, that if you make a mold that has no set design, you will get nuggets. However many little chunks you knocked out there, that's what you're going to get. And that's exactly what we got. So, there we go. Now we got plates. And we are out of coal, so we'll just pop a thing of charcoal in there. Trying to save up a lot of the... I found a coal vein not too far away. Trying to save a lot of it up so I can macerate it, double it up. So I haven't been going through a lot of it. Plus, a lot of it I found was, see if I can find it here. Oh wait a minute, I think I dropped it. I thought I had some here. I dropped some of it off back at the spawn place in my macerator over there in case we really needed it before I got this done. Must all still be back over there. But most of it again is sand. Sand is like magnetite. It grows, or spawns right up at the sea level and a little bit above. So you'll get a lot of sand, and if it spawns at the dirt level, the dirt will take the place of some of it, so you'll lose some that way. Makes it a little bit harder to find when you're in a plains or forest biome. You gotta kind of go below the dirt level or take off the dirt level. That's what I like to use caves for. Just go caving in real high caves. Give me that mushroom. And you can find your coal that way, or if you got a macerator where you can use the sand stuff, you can always use the sand stuff. But the sandstone works just like regular stone. You can hammer it up. When you hammer it, it turns into the regular coal item, which you can throw into a coke oven and turn into coal coke, which is nice. Throw more of these in there. It's not going to get too hot that it's going to melt it, so we're going to pop it out of there as quick as it comes out and throw this bronze in there anyways. So actually, just in case, probably going to get one of these ready. So we'll probably be able to go through it. Yeah, it is definitely storming out there. Wow. Started off quick. See the lightning flashing and the rain just pouring like piss out of a boot, as my grandma used to always say. Come on, we need to get this done. That's why I want to get to an electrical age. So tired of standing around watching these things. Plus, we get this thermometer done, we can pop it right here on the front, and it'll tell us what temperature is. We don't have to watch it. We'll have the alloy book over there. know exactly what temperature it needs to be at. I'll show you guys the way I set up my electrical setup when I get it made. We're gonna have to make up probably a little bit more steel. Alright, there we go. Go ahead and pop these two out. Throw this bronze in there. Need both of them. We'll let that cook. Oh crud, I think I just thought about something. I think we need a tiny cylinder thing. I think we need, nope, it's a regular bending cylinder. Okay, good. There are two bending cylinders. There's a small and a large. I thought this might actually take the larger or the smaller one, which we haven't made yet. So we'll pop these in here, and our hammer, and what was it I was trying? Losing my mind, I'm telling you. Not much of it there. Oh, the bending cylinder, stupid. There we go. Now we got our foil. So now we got our foil. Now we just got to get our bronze out of here, which I probably ought not throw that in there. Well, what the hell. I got to cook up this regular copper anyways, because I got to make them wires, which the copper I'm going to put in has to be turned into plates and then cut with the cutters. And you'll use 3 of these to get 6 wires. Once we get a metal former, we'll use it to make our wires, and then we'll get 3 out of every ingot. But for the first few, we'll have to do it this way. We'll have to make at least 2 circuits, and we'll have to make at least 1 battery. That way we can make our generator, and our generator will not stay a regular generator for long. It will get turned into some form of either heat generator or kinetic generator. I don't like the regular generators. We don't get any ash byproduct out of it, and it's really not, as realistic as creating a form of heat to generate your power. I really wish that IC2 Steam was or dictionaried with the Railcraft Steam, because they have a steam generator, but I really still have not really gotten my brain completely revolved around the way that thing works. You'll notice this is a titanium saw. I picked this up at the base when I was there. Needed to cut something while I was out with the guys, and picked it up, forgot to drop it off, and figured what the hell, I can make one pretty easy. Just gotta go get the Alumet. I'm hoping that he will implement some type of blast furnace sort of thing soon, because I really don't like how easy it is to make some of these things compared to what I'm typically used to. Try to suck up some of this heat here since it's still running. Actually, I think I'll show you guys how slow this stuff cooks. This tin is going to take forever to solidify, especially with it still putting out heat over there. Go ahead and throw that gold in there. That'll suck up that heat. That stuff takes forever because of how dense it is to heat up. We're going to need this tin for tin wires and tin item casings. Should probably make a mold for tin item casings here in the next thing. Alright, it's done. We're going to let it die. Alright, now I do believe we're going to need a hammer and a file. And oh crap, I forgot. We're going to need a screwdriver. Screwdriver is pretty easy to make. It's a couple rods and a stick, a file, and a hammer. Might actually be like this, I think. There we go. Screwdriver. We're going to need that also for what we're getting ready to do, but now we're going to have to make one more stinking rod. So, throw this in there. There's another one of these. Probably ought to grab that ash out of there, huh? There we go. Really need to get rid of some of these tools. Go ahead and drop these picks off. Get some room. It'll take a minute for that to get done anyways, so like you do, I think I'm going to come over here and wash some of this stuff up. I don't know why I threw that in an empty cauldron. Throw this in here and we'll hammer that out a little later. Or here in a second, depends on how our cauldron's coming over there. Man, it is really coming down out there. Now, we don't want to use up all this sulfur that we're getting. As if we decide to have a little extra power, we're going to need that for making a CESU. Anybody that's not used to IC2, CESU is a new middle tier or second tier, kind of like the what they consider a medium voltage. Low voltage is a battery box or a bat box. And then CESU is a bronze advanced battery bat box. And then after that you have an MFSU and an MFE, and then an MFSU is above that. So you got your low voltage, medium voltage, high voltage, and extreme voltage. I got that gold in there. It's gonna take ever probably to heat up. Oh, there we go. It's done. At least bronze is. So. Oh, guess the gold is too. We got the gold first. So now we got a couple gold rods. Not that we're going to use them, so we're going to go ahead and pop them back in here. Let them suck up that heat, and if it gets done, we'll make us a gold plate out of it, I guess. Could always grab my ingot over here. And save, yeah, I did. But that's the wrong level pick. Ah. Can't be bothered to walk a few feet. I'll just pop that in there. Alright, so now I do believe it's hammer, file, screwdriver. Yeah. So let's grab us plates. And we need screwdriver here, file here, hammer here, plates in those, rods, and a screw. And now we got our wire cutters. And then we will, now we have our 4. Ooh, it sounds like it's hailing now. Wow. I might actually have to go shut the door. I got the door open. Let some of the nice, cool evening air in, and I'm actually feeling the hail come flying all the way over here where I'm at. Might actually have to get off of here soon. It's getting pretty bad. But see if we can get this thermometer done real quick. I think it's just a piece of redstone in the middle. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna need 3 pieces of glass, piece of redstone, 2 of our steel plates. Come over here, put our 2 steel plates together with a hammer, give us our double steel ingot, redstone in the middle, 4 fine wires, and our glass. And we have our thermometer. Pop that right there, and now you can see what the temperature is in Kelvin. Now, if you take your screwdriver and you hit this, it will, let's see, I did this before. Why is it not? Sort of was a screwdriver we used. Supposed to be able to change it from Kelvin regular number display to hexadecimal, and change the settings on it. I wonder why it's not working. Swear it's screwdriver you use. It should say, let's see, use screwdriver on buttons to enable averaging mode. Use screwdriver on display to toggle hexadecimal. Use screwdriver on anything else to switch mode. So this should change the averaging, which it's not. This should change the, oh wait a minute, I'm an idiot, that's a file. God, we're doing it again. Okay, there's the different modes. So that's your hexadecimal, that's your regular. This is your averaging over one value over 101 value. We're going to leave it on regular. And then this is percentage mode. This is so you can set your heat. Like if you want to know when this gets up to, say, 400 degrees, which it already is at 400 degrees, you can put, I don't think, yeah, there we go. That will send a redstone signal out. Now, if we take it up to about 1100, 1300, see, now it's off. So it's less than 1100 degrees, it's less than 1000, but it's over 900. And these are your up and down 400s. These are 10s, and these are 1s. So if you wanted to go to 920 or 922, there you go. For right now, we will leave it on the regular. Now that's an equals. You can set it to an exact number. That's your target. And there's the regular. We'll leave it on regular for right now. Once we get our electric set up, then we'll have it on target mode. That way when it hits the target, it'll put out a redstone signal and shut off our electricity to it. But I think that'll be the end of this episode. We got our thermometer made. We got us a new tool made, 2 new tools made. And I basically told you what I'm getting planned here. So, y'all have a good one.